Welcome back into the Sports Source, this segment of our program, brought to you by Safety Systems, a company that I know well. I know the people there well. I know VFL J.J. Surlis, who's been on our show. He's one of their representatives. You got to get in touch with him. Safety Systems does a tremendous job, not only with security systems, setting the thing up, but home automation in terms of running your whole home, lights, lock the doors, close the window, everything from the smartphone. Watch your home from wherever you are. Just tremendous, tremendous work they do. SafetySystems.com to learn more or give them a shout this week. All right, quick slants this segment. Everybody gets, we got a little time here. Heck, this is unusual. Everybody here gets about 45 seconds today. Yeah, I know, it's big time. Bob, were the Vols too conservative on their next to last possession? It was Kamara for 1, Kamara for 2, Kamara for 1, punt.
Yes. I thought they were way too conservative. And that doesn't mean you have to come out and throw the ball in that situation. But you can do some things in your running game that are a little bit more creative than just hand it to Kamara, especially on that third down when Georgia looked like they had everybody up at the line of scrimmage, including old Vince Dooley. I think he was standing out there too. So I just think that Tennessee needs to get in that situation, get a little bit more creative with your running game, make them – Kirby Smart had already made a mistake with the clock as far as not using his timeout. You could have made him pay for that mistake, and I just didn't think you did.
Well, here's one thing that's obvious. I texted you, for the love of God, run Dobbs.
Yes.
Here's the thing. You have a dynamic runner. Run him there. If you'd just taken him and run him around the edge, try to get him around the edge, and it goes for 1 yard, I would feel better about that than 3 runs with Kamara. Give the guy a shot, was my view. And I know you mentioned it earlier. So I'm guessing you agree.
I do agree, yeah. And they did that a year ago against Florida and maybe even Oklahoma.
Yes. Yeah, the Florida, he just went over and fell down. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah, and you can be creative in your run game. And they have not been in that situation. I think they need to readdress that.
Yeah. Okay. Will Overstreet, John Chavis, Texas A&M defense has 16 sacks through 5 games. Do you think this will be the toughest challenge for the Vols O-line? The Vols improving O-line?
Yes, it will. One, you've got two, dynamic, especially on one side of the ball, defensive end. They're going to be all pro players. I mean, they're not bad players. They're very, very good players, and they're really good at pass rush, and they're big and they're fast. The other problem you have is John Chavis. John takes things personally, and he builds it up, and he will build this team up, and that defense will be eating nails and ready to go. I can tell you that right now. And also, when Coach Chavis plays a team like this, he's going to put in something special. The 1 year we played Florida, had to beat them. Is everybody standing up at the line of scrimmage? Where are they going to come from? How's he going to put you in a situation? Coach Chavis is very, very good at getting a way to dictate to your offense. This offense lets him do that. He's going to have his way.
Do they need
prowlers?
they didn't need the prowler. Once you had the quarterback change at LSU, it actually would help them if they did the prowler and you got Dobbs running. I would run right at it if they do the prowler. But you're right, he does bring out.
He's going to bring out something. He's going to make you do what you want. He's going to make you do something he wants you to do.
And he wants this game.
Oh, yeah.
He wants it. Jimmy, 4th and 8 at the Georgia 34. Scoreless game, first quarter. Butch Jones trusts his punter, who was an all-SEC guy last year, to pin the dogs deep. Now, Trevor Daniel shanked it. What do? Do you go for it on 4th and 8? Do you try a 51-yard field goal with Trevor Daniel? Do you punt?
I tried a 51-yard field goal with Aaron Medley.
Trevor Daniel. Yeah. Actually, I think you might have as good a shot from 51 with Trevor Daniel. I would not go with Medley at 51.
I would. Because at some point you may need that. And look, he missed an early one from 55. Even Butch Jones admitted they rushed the team out there. It wasn't a really good chance for Medley. I think you've got to somehow try to engender some confidence in him. I would have tried the field goal. At some point, again, I think he's going to have to make one of those. I thought that was an option for Tennessee to go with to try to give him some confidence.
He hasn't had one longer than 39 this year. Never kicked one longer than 47 in his career. And I know Bob would go for it. So we're all over the place with our choices. Chuck Cavaleris, the fan, I'm going to give you the sweetest taste here. Very, very quickly, about 30 seconds.
Yes.
CBS did what they always did during a Tennessee-Georgia game. They brought out the hobnail boot call from Larry Munson, the most homerific call in the history of radio. How sweet was it for Tennessee to then take that hobnail boot and shove it back in their face?
I would say it was about as sweet as it gets. I mean, and I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is a hobnail boot. And I can remember interviewing Mr. Munson not long after that, and had a great interview. But it makes it as sweet as it can be to payback is sweet for Tennessee, isn't it? I mean, to see that play and the gamut of emotions, the faces of the crowd.
We got to catch a break, but I saw somebody texted me afterwards, and I saw it on message boards, I saw it on Twitter. There are people calling it the Dobbs nail boot game, right? The Dobb nail boot game. Pretty impressive. Tennessee fans all over it. All right, when we come back, let's see how all over it Sterling Hinton is in terms of our prediction segment. Chuck Cavaleris and Sterling go head-to-head every week. What are they going to say about Texas A&M? They're always picking Vol wins. Do they do that at College Station? Come on back on the Sports Source.